My question dovetails with hers. They threw a number as $1.23 million a year of revenue off of the Cottonwood wind farm. Now, how is that going to be for the township? How is the township going to derive?
Well, we won't know that until
See,
all
there's
these
too many
numbers come
unknowns
in.
here.
We don't know.
See,
We don't
we're
know
not
those
getting-
numbers. Those numbers are all fictitious at this
Yeah,
point.
that's what I'm saying
Same thing.
too.
Yeah.
I can't get a straight answer on it.
I gave you an analogy or whatever of what I told you about Oliver Township. 27 towers, this is talking directly to the township supervisor. They received, and they had 5 mills. They received $100,000 on 27 towers. Directly to the township.
Per year.
For
So
us,
where's this
directly.
money?
Per year, right?
Yes, per year. Yes.
So this.
That's all I can tell you right
This
now.
was in the minutes of the meeting with John, was it not John Deere, the company that took over? What's it?
Well, the one that took
Juvie.
over, no.
They-
No,
they-
they didn't, Juvie didn't take over John Deere.
Well, Juvie. They said that there was a $1.23 million dollars in revenue, if I read this right, correct me, per year. And that's what I was pointing at.
Well-
Who's going to benefit from
The
this?
county.
Well, that all has to do with how many turbines get put here. If we put 1,000 foot and they can put 2 per mile, then you can get more turbines.
Well, they were
If
talking.
you got 1,500 or 2,000 foot, you got 1 per mile. No, those numbers are all fictitious until we know how many turbines are going to be here, what turbines are going to be here, how much they're worth.
How much would it be per turbine?
We don't know until we know the price.
Well, you gotta know
That's
what
I'm
the
saying,
turbine
what
is.
the turbine is.
Because these
We won't know that until we.
turbines
Well,
probably have
they
different
got
numbers.
380.
We can get an estimate, yeah, we can get a number of some sort.
So you divide 40, how many they got up there?
They said 27.
Divide that into the millions and point something and get it.
I don't.
But see, that 1.23 million, some would go to the county.
Yeah, that's what
Some would
I'm
go to
trying to
Ogden
find out.
Township
I
or
couldn't get
any
an
other
answer on it.
township that has them. That they pay on school
It
bonds.
depends on your bond issue.
So for the debt of the school, would pay on that.
And find every bit of that.
That's what they say. They said that this was
Well, that's why I say there's going to be some stuff issued here.
Because it's
Wednesday
not-
night from the Huron County Economic Development. They're going to come out and say exactly what the town, or the county received.
What's the
There will
total?
be documentation of it.
What's the total income that do we derive from taxes a year for the township? I'm just trying to get this. I'm trying to get a handle on what 100,000. What's that? What is that? What percentage that would be for the township?
Well, that's at 27. They're talking, if we get 40.
Yeah, we were talking 45. I'm just kind of getting an idea. I'm trying to put
I
a
understand.
handle on all this,
50.
They can't put 150 in Riga Township, I'm sorry. Come on now, Jermaine, you know
No,
better.
that's-
You know better than that, Jermaine. They can't put 150 in Riga Township.
Maybe not. They just, Juvie that we just listened to said that they wanted up to 110 and.
Right, but with our setbacks, there's no way there's enough room to put that in.
Yeah, I think that includes occupancy, I believe.
I'm sure.
Still a lot of money.
Okay.
Doesn't it?
More,
Riga
better
Township.
money than that, right?
Or 150, John.
You're looking at it that way.
John, is that right, about 150?
What?
Turbine?
She wants to know if there's 150 turbines going in Riga Township.
No.
Riga, Ogden.
Riga, Ogden, I mean, by
Okay, now we're
Carlisle,
talking
we're gonna be
about-
affected
Yeah,
by
well, the
it.
numbers, the numbers, knowing how many townships we have, and how many square miles, the numbers they threw around were big, yes.
No,
Okay,
it's stretching it.
the taxes for Riga Township, property taxes, in 2010, Riga Township received 252,000. Well, actually, this would have been a tax collection that ended last February, okay? 252,893. And that was for a little less than 4 mills. There's 2 mills for roads, 1 mill for fire department.
That
and
doesn't. Okay.
Less than 1
Schools
mill
are
for
excluded
general.
from that. Schools are.
This is only Riga
So the
Township.
house, the 100,000 would be for including the school tax.
No.
No.
Oh, that was
This
strictly the
This was
township.
a direct payment to Oliver Township.
Oh, so that, right? No, that's a third. That's pretty good. That's a sizable amount of money for Riga. No, you got to take that into consideration. That's.
And that, I'm quoting the Oliver Township supervisor. I've talked to him for hours on end. I don't think he's gonna lie to me and blow smoke up. Like I said, there'll be paperwork out Wednesday night from the Huron County. I'll repeat again, economic development. They're having a big meeting and they're gonna put a presentation on because they wanna put more turbines up there, they have more room. And they want more. And they have their coalition that's against them. And that's why this is gonna be put out, and they're gonna explain to them how much money is actually going everywhere. You know, on paper. You can't buy. It's not smoke and mirrors, as I've been hearing, that we're all trying to present to, smoke and mirrors, that's what I keep hearing. Somebody show me my smoke and my mirror, I'll let you know, but I'm being as honest as I can.
Well, I think in a sense, that's all y'all have right now, because none of these companies
No,
are
we
being
have
honest with you
estimates,
and
and
telling
we
you
have
things they
estimates, we don't have
know
smoke
anything.
and mirrors, I'm sorry. You seen smoke and mirrors? What is smoke and mirrors? That's a magician's trick. We're not playing tricks here.
Well, I think
Then
there
if
was,
we're not playing tricks, I would suggest that we take up some type of vote on
Okay, are we
that
done with- are we
moratorium
done with our- are we
of
done with our
12 months
discussion
the
then?
planning commission wants in order to make sure there's no smoke and mirrors and that we're not gonna get screwed on the short end of the whole dang stick around here. I think they're very concerned over the 6 months and with an additional 6 months that they may or may not get if they need it. That's why I think they're wanting this 12 months, so they have a little bit of protection to fully research this, fully come up with an ordinance that's going to be beneficial to the whole community of Riga Township and to these wind companies, so we can all work together here. And I think they're feeling a little bit of pressure on the 6-month thing. They want to be thorough, they want to make sure they have all the facts and information available to them to move forward in a confident and safe manner for everyone. So I think that's where you're getting some of this hostility from the planning commission about this 6 months.
I actually didn't get
I guess I'm really disappointed that the planning commission hasn't, if that's their concern, and that could be, you could have it summarized accurately. But I'm really disappointed that they haven't brought that to the township board.
I think they did, they give you.
Yeah, well, they
12
did
months
it
to start
wrong.
with.
they gave the
But
book.
why didn't they give some more
Why
reasons?
didn't you change it?
I didn't change it.
Who called the lawyer?
Paul, if we were gonna have any paperwork for it, for us to adopt, I wasn't gonna draw it up myself.
Why didn't you tell me?
Jeff was out of town. I talked to the lawyers, like I told you, until, if you make a motion for 12 months and it passes, then it's 12 months. Make a motion, Paul.
And I'll go back and I'll tell you that from the very beginning when we hired this lawyer, his words were 6 months.
I was
And that's what I was,
at the meeting too, Jeff, and he
Yeah.
said you could start out with 6 months, but there's nothing wrong with going to a year.
he said the 6 and a 6-month renewal is what he said.
I was,
Or
No, he
whatever you
didn't.
want.
I was at
No,
the
we
meeting,
didn't.
Jeff, don't change it, we were at the meeting. He said you could start out with 6 months, but there's nothing wrong with going
No.
for a year.
There's nothing wrong with it. You're
I mean,
right.
you forget what happened last month's meeting, and Carleen, you said, I don't know what, I was sent here where you read it, you said, this must be a mistake.
I didn't say it was a mistake. I said, this is what the lawyer has sent to us, and we
Oh, yeah.
can adopt it, or we don't have to, and I suggested that we wait till we had the 4 people, and that's all that was done last month. And this month, we are discussing it.
I'll make a motion, we have 12-month moratorium. Anybody second the motion?
12 months with no extension?
Didn't say that.
Well, that's what, I mean,
12 months.
that's what I'm asking. Any discussion about it? Anything to say more about it? I mean, I don't like about 12 months, like I said, we've got all this information, if we diligently work at it, we go 12 months, it's gonna.
Nobody said it's gonna take 12 months, Jeff.
I understand.
You got that 12 months there, what if it takes 4 months? You would need your 6 months to start with.
True.
Well, then why worry about it?
Well, I just, like I say, 12 months,
12 months sounds like a long time
yes, it
now.
does, especially
Okay,
when
you
we
got
have